October 8th, 2014. And could I please get Mr. Asil, would you please lead in the Pledge of Allegiance?
All rise. Right hand over your heart. After me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now I'll go ahead and call roll call.
Please do.
Mario Maciel Jr.,
Present.
David L. Muse,
Here.
Gilbert Padilla, Joanna Valenzuela,
Present.
Ken Woods.
At this time, I'd like to open public communication. Those that are interested in speaking on anything other than what's on the agenda, please step forward. Please, if you do, please state your name and your address, and you have approximately 3 minutes to speak. Seeing no interest, I now close public communication. Next item on the agenda is our approval of the minutes from our last meeting, and the minutes indicating the presentation in regards to the future plans for our downtown area. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes from the previous meeting? We have a motion from Mr. Padilla. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second from Ms. Valenzuela. Okay. Any objections? Seeing none, item passes. Okay, let's go on to our next agenda item, and we'll turn it over to staff.
Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience. The item before you is a request for consideration of a conditional use permit modification to allow an upgrade from the off-site sales of beer and wine, type 20, to the off-site sales of distilled spirits, type 21, and to modify store hours of operation pursuant to sections 153.120.050.A.2 and 153.210.130.B.4 in the city's municipal code. Location 3100 Baldwin Park Boulevard. Applicant Target Corporation, and case number CP 816. The property is located
Please identify yourself for the record.
My name is Irving Anaya, plant technician. The property is located at 3100 Baldwin Park Boulevard. The site is occupied by a Target department store. Overall, the site in question is an irregular shaped parcel with a total lot area of 400,458 square feet. The site is located within the Sierra Vista Shopping Center, adjacent to the I-10 freeway, that has street frontage along Baldwin Park Boulevard and Francisquito Avenue. This is an aerial view of the property. Pursuant to section 153.120.050.8.2 of the Baldwin Park Zoning Code, any establishment, business, or facility that currently sells alcoholic beverages and proposes to change the type of alcoholic beverages to be sold by changing the type of retail license classification it holds under the authority of the State Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control is required to obtain a conditional use permit. The applicant currently has a Type 20 ABC license for the off-site sale of beer and wine that was obtained in 2004. and is now requesting to upgrade to a Type 21 ABC license for the off-site sale of distilled spirits, which still includes beer and wine. Looking at the floor plan on the slide there, they will be keeping the beer in a refrigerated area, which is in this location right here. And wine and spirits will be located on some shelves in this general area. As far as with modification to the hours of operation, after the staff report went to print, the applicant would like to remove condition number 7 in the staff report. And because they stated some concerns. After staff review, there's no issue with that. So,
Clarification, they wish to remain the current operating hours.
yes, that's correct. Current operating hours to remain. Staff recommends the Plan Commission adopt Resolution 1418, PC 1418, entitled the Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park approving a modification to conditional use permit for the off-site sale of distilled spirits, Type 21 license, in conjunction with the department store pursuant to, distilled spirits, in conjunction with the department store and modification to the store's hours of operation pursuant to Table 153.070.020 and 153.210.130B4 in the city's municipal code, amending the removal, though, under staff review of condition number 7. And
Number 7 being the hours of operation.
yes, that is correct. Which is also located in section 3, number 7 in the resolution. This concludes staff's report.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from any of the commissioners to staff regarding the presentation? None? Okay, thank you very much. At this point, I will open to public communication on this item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please step forward. You have approximately 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Beth Abalafia. I'm here representing Target this evening. I'll make this brief. We are requesting a modification of our existing conditional use permit to allow an upgrade from the current Type 20 beer and wine license to a Type 21 general license, which allows the off-sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits. As staff indicated, we've been selling beer and wine at this store for 10 years now without any problems, and we're now seeking to add distilled spirits to the array of alcoholic beverages that Target sells. Since we obtained the beer and wine license at this store in Baldwin Park 10 years ago, most of the Target stores in California have in fact upgraded and are now selling the full range of alcoholic beverages, and we'd like this store to be part of that as well. That was done in general in conjunction with an expansion of Target's grocery section that's taken place over the last couple of years. And so in conjunction with the expanded groceries, Target would like to be able to sell the full range of alcoholic beverages. As staff indicated, and in discussions with staff prior to the hearing tonight regarding the proposed hours condition, we did have some concerns that the condition did not allow for Target's expanded holiday hours and other times when Target might want some flexibility in their ability to stay open a little later or open a little earlier. Since other stores such as Walmart have no hours restrictions on their operations, we did request that that hours condition be removed altogether. And so that is part of the request this evening. And I believe that staff has no problems with doing that. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from any of the commissioners on this item, please?
Yeah, does this conditional use permit, does that hinge on your getting the new license, or do you have the new license and you're waiting for the conditional use permit?
The conditional use permit has to be obtained prior to the ABC issuing the license. So we don't have the license. This is one of the requirements we need to meet.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Anyone else interested in speaking on this agenda item? Seeing no further interest, I will now close public communication on this item. At this point, are there any questions from any of the commissioners to staff on this item?
I'll motion that.
Okay, we have a motion to accept this item as read with the
amendment.
with the amendment of number 7, the removal of number 7. Is that the motion?
Yes.
Okay. I have a motion to accept this agenda item with the as read with the removal of item number 7. Do I have a second? We have a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Staff, next item, please.
Honorable chairs, commissioners, and members of the audience. The request before you is a request for a consideration of a modification of an existing Exhibit A, reducing the floor area of a proposed warehouse building by approximately 2,235 square feet, adding 11 new parking spaces along the west side of the building, and the elimination of one grade level loading zone. Oh, and also the addition of landscaping and planting area at the southwest corner of the building by the primary entrance to the building. The file number is CP810 mod. Location is 4730 Little John Street, and the applicant is Holiday Construction Incorporated. The subject site is currently zoned industrial. The property is located at 4730 Little John Street in an industrial park north of the intersection of Little John Street and Spring Street. Overall, the site is in irregular shape and contains approximately 65,360 square feet of lot area. Here's an aerial view as well. So the modifications that are going to be done, this is the additional landscaping that will be given to the warehouse. Also, these are the additional 11 parking spaces and the elimination of the grade level parking will be eliminated from this area right here. Here's just a floor plan of the proposed warehouse and some elevations. Just for clarification, this warehouse has already been approved by the Planning Commission, and they just want to go ahead and do a modification to Exhibit A, reducing the square footage. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 1417, entitled A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park, approving the modification of an existing Exhibit A, reducing the floor area of a proposed warehouse building by approximately 2,235 square feet, adding 11 new parking spaces along the west side of the building, the elimination of one grade level loading space, and additional landscape planting area to the southwest corner of the building within the industrial I zone. Pursuant to section 153.210.130, section B, 2, and 4 of the city's municipal code. Location 4730 Little John Street. The applicant is Holiday and Construction Incorporated, case number CPA10 mod. This concludes staff's report.
Please identify yourself for the record.
My name is Gerardo Marquez, and I'm the planning technician.
Thank you, Harold. At this point, are there any questions by any commissioners regarding this item? Okay, thank you, Harold. Now, I would like to open public communication for this item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please step forward and state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing no interest, I will now close public communication on this item. Are there any questions? Again, are there any questions from the commissioners to staff?
I don't have no questions, but I did look at the plans pretty good. They're excellent plans, whoever drew them up. Very explicit, and I like that very much. I make a move that we move this on.
Okay, so I have a motion to accept this agenda item, case number CP 810 mod. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, next agenda item, please.
Next item before you is a request to subdivide one lot into 2 lots. The property is located adjacent to the city's southern boundary on Puente Avenue. Overall, the property is 145 feet wide and approximately 284 feet deep, for a total of 41,270 square feet of land area. This property is zoned C2 and is surrounded by residential to the south and west, retail to the north, and a hospital to the east. The front portion of the property facing Puente Avenue is developed with a new O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Near the rear of the property is developed with a vehicular parking area for the adjacent Kindred Hospital. Case number PM 1424, location 1516 Puente Avenue, applicant Greg Schlarbaum. The applicant is proposing to subdivide the lot into 2 separate parcels. Parcel 1, where the O'Reilly Auto Parts store is located, will have approximately 28,176 square feet of land area, and parcel 2 will have approximately 13,097 square feet of land area. Each parcel proposed has been reviewed and will meet the minimum development standards for lot width, lot depth, and lot size. Although the proposed rear parcel does not have street frontage, a reciprocal access agreement has been recorded against all relevant properties to allow for the access of the vehicular public right-of-way. Staff and the assistant city attorney have reviewed the reciprocal access agreement documentation submitted by the applicant and verified the access easement as well. Furthermore, the city's Public Works Department, Elliott County Fire Department have reviewed the proposed subdivision and provided that the subdivider meets all of the conditions of approval. The parcel map must be approved. Elliott County Fire Department have reviewed the proposed subdivision and provided that the subdivider meets all of the conditions of approval. Given that the parcel map is approved. Here are some pictures of O'Reilly. This is directly fronting Puente. You can see in the back there, that's where the parking begins. So that's where the subdivision would start, along that line right there. Here's just another picture. All that parking that you see right there, that's dedicated to O'Reilly. So there's plenty of parking for O'Reilly and for the Kindred Hospital. Here's a picture of the easement that's dedicated for the lot that has no street frontage. And here is a picture of the frontage of Kindred Hospital. At this time, staff recommends the Planning Commission open the public hearing, and following the public hearing adopt Resolution PC 1460 entitled A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact, approving a tentative parcel map subdividing one lot into two lots located in the C2 General Commercial Zone pursuant to Table 152.10 in the city's municipal code. Location 1516 Puente Avenue. Applicant Greg Schlarbaum. Case number PM 1424. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you very much. Again, at this point, does any commissioners have any questions of staff concerning this item?
I have several questions. This is two different lots we're talking about, right?
It's one lot that's going to be subdivided into two. The one at the rear will part of the lot that's going to be subdivided, that's going to be located, that would be the rear of the lot, does not have street frontage. And that's why this is going to be done, so that we can provide an easement and all that will be recorded.
Okay, I'm showing on my plans that I got, I'm showing the site project location by the 10 freeway. That's what we're talking about, the Riley? Is this a map?
Yes, the O'Reilly on the intersection of Puente and Francisquito.
Okay, we're on the same one?
No, there's not, I think that's where you're looking at.
Let me look at the other.
That's not the one.
Is this where CVS is at?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, that's what the questions I have. On the plans, it shows exits going into the CVS parking lot,
Okay.
okay? It shows two more entrances proposed going in to where the subdivisions are at. Or to the plans.
So
Those two more exits. In the back, there's four altogether.
the access, the easement provides access to that lot through Kindred Hospital. Kindred Hospital is directly adjacent to CVS.
Let me get that. Okay, the ones I'm referring to is, there's an access, proposed access that leads into the parking lot of CVS. There's another proposed access that leads into the parking lot of the CVS pharmacy. But yet, I don't show no entrance going in other than I see other accesses, but they lead to a lot, doesn't tell me it's a street, alley, what it is. Look at this map right here.
Harold, do you have a?
Yes, I do have
Other
a
slide.
partial map. Yes, I do. Okay. So I have here, there's an easement that goes the lot adjacent to the lot that CVS is on. It's Kindred Hospital. That's where the easement is, which would be this picture right here, sir.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not showing it on the plans that I got. I can see.
It's it's northeast of the lot.
Okay, very simple, okay?
Yes.
If you're looking at CVS going in, there's two
Yes.
entrances there. And if you look to the other side,
Okay.
which is there's subdivision, El Monte, Walnut Place subdivision and all that. It doesn't show anything except shows two more exits. Where they lead to, where are they going to? And how do you get into this new proposed retail?
Through Kindred Hospital, which is directly adjacent to this lot right here.
You're gonna go in through what street?
Irving.
What street there?
Irving.
It doesn't show anything here. It just shows a lot 26 El Monte Walnut Place subdivision. Boom. Here. Making a reference to those two exits going into CVS. The only thing you have, two more here, going here, that doesn't lead anywhere.
This is where you're coming in from Francisquito.
Where's the street? What street is it?
Francisquito.
Okay, how do you get into it?
This easement, actually, area right there. Driveway.
It's the drive, it's a driveway, is what it is?
Right.
Say a driveway, doesn't say.
Yes, it's a driveway through Kindred Hospital. It provides additional parking for the hospital.
Right. Basically what they're doing, this is.
Part only. They're gonna do a proposed site. There's no entrance from Point TC. Only entrance into CVS. Is there right away? Entrance there.
This is existing drop off. This is currently,
Proposed access. Proposed access into CVS. And they got, is there right away? Is there a right way to that?
Staff, would you like to approach?
Okay. Look at these plans, they're bigger. Gonna knock this wall down?
Yeah.
What is this?
This is Kindred Hospital right here.
What is this along here? Is there a street,
That's-
alley?
It's basically,
Well, it's not a public alley, belongs to Baldwin Park or what?
it belongs to the hospital. They're gonna be giving you would have access to this parcel here.
What I'm saying is there, you have access to this permits, or is there an agreement? What is-
Yes.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes. Staff and the city and the assistant city attorney have reviewed the reciprocal access agreement documentation submitted by the applicant and verified the access easements as well. So it's the easements, the easement access have been reviewed by the assistant city attorney.
They've been reviewed by who?
The assistant
I
city
reviewed
attorney.
them.
Oh, you reviewed them?
Right, and that's the stack of documents here that record a reciprocal easement that is permanent and is required by staff to remain in place in order to allow for access to the lot. The code does not provide for a landlocked property. So we require this recorded document, recorded on all the properties, that this will be a permanent easement.
Okay.
Yes.
How about the one that goes into CVS? Is that considered a throughway for people, or is that going to infringe on CVS?
They're both. So the purpose of this partial map is to ensure that both of these lots have access. There is access on Francisquito for the O'Reilly, and on Puente there is access through Kindred, through the lot that does not have street frontage.
Okay, thank you very much. That's good enough.
Okay.
Thank you, that's it.
So a quick question, these plans have been reviewed and approved already and just pending the approval of the planning commission as far as the lot map, right?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from any commissioner? Okay. At this point, trying to remember, did I close public hearing? Okay.
Yeah.
You open it? Oh, okay.
Deal.
Okay, at this point, I will now close public hearing. Is the applicant here? Oh, just came in. Come on in.
apologize for being tardy. My name is Aaron Tafani. I'm with Paragon Commercial Group. We are the owners and developers of the property. Stuck in traffic, and I really apologize for being late. You know, so the property's already been developed. It was a vacant commercial lot when we purchased it. We signed a lease and have built the O'Reilly Auto Parts store. And then the remaining portion of the parking lot was leased to Kindred. And the main thing was they were very tight on parking prior, so it actually ended up being a very good use for the property. And the idea behind separating the parcels into two is so that the ownership can be transferred to Kindred and provided as one continuous piece of property, parking, and the hospital use, combine that. And then there are CC&Rs, as was mentioned, that provide for permanent access and through an easement to the back parcel, should it ever change use.
Thank you. Now, does any commissioner have any questions, any more questions on this item? Seeing none, I will accept a motion.
I make a motion to move.
At this point, I have a motion from Mr. Padilla to accept case number PM 1419. Do I have a second?
It's actually 1424. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry. PM 1424. Do I have a second?
I second
We have a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Next agenda item, Harold.
Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience. The request before you is a request for consideration of a tentative parcel map for the relocation of an existing public alleyway for industrial purpose and the consolidation of two lots into one within the IC Industrial Commercial Zone. File number PM 1419, location 13127 Garvey Avenue. The applicant is Yang Wang. There are two subject properties. One is a regular rectangular shape with the northernmost section tapered off, while the other is a regular rectangular property. They are located north of the 10 freeway along Garvey Avenue, west of the city yard. The total square footage of the land in question measures approximately 6,357 square feet. Here's an aerial view as well. On April 10th, 2013, an application for 3 industrial buildings, all 2 stories high, 2 of them with 4,000 square feet, and the third one at 6,500 square feet, was presented to the Design Review Committee and was tentatively approved pending approval of this tentative parcel map and street location. This development abides to all the current development standards and does not create any new deficiencies. So this parcel map, it's trying to essentially swap land with the city. The yellow parcel right here is currently owned by the applicant, and he is trying to swap land with the city so that this blue area right here is dedicated to the applicant, and this red area here is then dedicated to the city for public use, public access use. This right here, this lot right here, the one in red, will be essentially used as a public alleyway, and will provide better access to the city yard. The lot in yellow, which currently has approved designs for them, measures approximately 8,710 feet. The blue lot here which will be swapped over to the applicant, measures approximately 2,985 square feet, and the red area which will be dedicated to the city measures approximately 3,372 square feet. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 1415, entitled A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact, approving a tentative parcel map, approving the vacation/relocation of an existing public alleyway for industrial purpose, and the consolidation of 2 lots into 1 within the IC Industrial Commercial Zone pursuant to Table 152.10 in the city's municipal code. Location 13127 Garvey Avenue. Applicant Yang Wang. Case number PM 1419. This concludes staff's report.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from any commissioners in regards to this this agenda item? Any questions on the plans?
Yeah, I got some questions. This shaded area here that you're seeing there alongside that red area there?
Yes.
That will be dedicated or granted to the JW Group. Who owns that now?
The applicant, Yang Wang, I don't know if he's present, but he owns these 3 parcels right here, and he is looking to swap land so that he can go ahead and move along with the approved plans, which have already gone through design review and are pending the approval of this parcel map, so that they can go ahead and move along with their project.
I understand. Why would your part of the area will be given to Baldwin Park to maintain or to have an entrance there?
Yes,
This is all done by the same person?
excuse me?
The same person that, because we own the property now, part of that is owned by Baldwin Park.
Yes,
have a yard there.
this blue part right here is part of a current alley. This right here is currently, private. So they're trying to go ahead and swap so that they can go ahead and move along with their proposed development
Oh, to go,
in this area right here. And will essentially, this will essentially turn into the new alleyway, and will, like I stated, will provide better access to the city yard.
the city yard.
Correct. Which is directly adjacent to this lot.
Basically, they had a lot in the way. I mean, the alley was in the way.
Yeah, you know, that was in the way, that's why. Just to understand this, I'd like to understand what we're, really giving up or taking.
Yes.
Right.
Is there something else involved with a trade for another lot too? Is there anything to do with a lot over by the freeway?
As
Proposed
in,
project has nothing to do with this?
the proposed project has already been approved by
Already
the
been approved.
design
In-
review
in-
committee.
In
Yes.
process?
Yes.
Has nothing to do with this, access to it or anything?
No, it's
Okay,
been,
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions to staff?
I'm just curious, what happens to that little corner up there that's got knocked off?
Which corner, sir?
Up right there.
This
That
one right
little
here?
area.
This still remains city property.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
be a continuation of the alley.
So again, we're just talking about basically a swap.
Yes. Essentially swapping land.
Okay.
And we're getting more than we're giving up.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Okay, any other questions to staff? At this point, I will now open public hearing on this agenda item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please step forward. Please state your name and your address,
Mark
please.
Marquez. Mark Marquez, resident on 3056 Fraser Street. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I was just curious, access to that residence, it's through the alley. Just want to be assured that at all times there'll be access, because that's the only access to that 3056 Fraser. That's the mailbox, but the access is in the back. During construction, will there always be access?
Staff, could you address that?
As far as street frontage, that easement isn't considered a street, so that would be a non-conforming lot. But I don't, there currently isn't anything in the way developed or that needs to be demolished for this project to come up, so I wouldn't see there being any obstruction to that lot.
So the accessibility to the location which the gentleman just brought up will still be available with the swap of the,
Correct, because there will also be access not only through Garvey, but I'm drawing a blank and I don't know which street runs over. I believe it is Fraser. Yeah, Fraser. There will be access through Fraser.
okay. Okay, any other questions or concerns? Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? Seeing no further interest, I will now close public hearing. At this point, I will now accept a motion.
Before I go to a motion, Garvey, that area of town, I got friends that live in that area. There's a lot of parcels like that you enter through a water company, or you enter through two little homes are there too. Like this area we were talking about, this will not be a closed street or alley or whatever, even though it's not in the plans yet, right? It'll be open if there's any public land there.
Public what, excuse me?
That's this area that your Baldwin Park is getting will not
Okay.
be closed off.
No,
It'll be an
it's
open.
yeah.
Public,
The,
it's been approved already, right?
yes, actually,
Actually, the
the
city-
only access that will be given, well, for the city yard, if there is access created, it will be created in this area over here. So this will be a public access.
I was going to say that the city council does still have to vacate the alley.
Yeah,
That's one step after this, yeah. If you approve it, it'll go to council, yeah.
Those conditions, I do move to move it and go ahead.
Okay, currently we have a motion to accept case number PM. We have the right slide this time?
Yes.
Okay. Accept case number PM 1419. Do I have a second? And we have a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Next item, please.
Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience, this item originally came before the Commission at the August 27, 2014 meeting of the Planning Commission. The request involves the off-site sale of beer and wine in conjunction with the meat market convenience store at the northeast corner of Conview Avenue and Nubia Street, which is located right there on the slide. This business is at the southernmost boundary of the industrial zone and primarily serves a nearby residential community. La Primera sells a variety of meats, dry goods, frozen food, and produce, and is housed in a 3,000 square foot concrete block building. The proposed area for beer and wine will be accessible from 5 doors in a large cooler to the right of the entrance to the business. The doors for the beer and wine are located between the cooler doors for the dairy products and sodas. At the August Commission meeting, there were concerns expressed by commissioners regarding building permits for the work within the building, and that a visit to the property by a commissioner had shown evidence that prepared food was being sold from the business. As a result, the commission voted to continue this item. Staff indicated that they would conduct additional inspections with the city building inspector for compliance with the building permits on the file with the city. Here's some photographs of the site. Since the August 27th Planning Commission meeting, staff conducted 2 inspections, one on September 4th and the other on September 29th. One of the city's building inspectors attended the September 4th inspection and verbally advised the applicant to relocate the beverage cooler in front of the electrical sub-panel box. It was also noted on both inspections that the applicant was removing the items within the parking lot and improving the landscape planters. The city's police department has been informed of the request, and as long as the applicant complies with the conditions of approval in the resolution, as well as the conditions from the California State Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, there should not be an increase in additional police services. At this time, staff recommends that the Planning Commission continues to receive and any public comments, and following the public hearing, adopt Resolution PC 1413, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving a conditional use permit to allow the off-site sale of beer and wine in conjunction with an existing meat market convenience store pursuant to Section 153.120.050.A.1, the table 153.050.021 in the city's municipal code. Location, 5004 Calmview Avenue. Applicant, Jose Marin, case number CP 817. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you very much. Based on the last presentation, are there any more questions from staff? From the commissioners to staff in regards to the findings from their last 2 inspections? Ben?
I got a question, yeah. I know that somebody from Baldwin Park did go to the premises maybe once or twice, and there was a concern last time on a meeting that there was 3 parking spaces, 1 handicap, and according to the plans. I think they found that there's only 2 parking spaces. Nothing had been handicapped yet. There was also tables out in the parking lot, and there was also a canopy where people were serving food. And I have no problem with the sale of alcohol or beer. The only concern I have is that if food is going to be sold in that property, prepared food is when you make food and sell it to the public, not for your employees, but when you prepare food and sell it, taco, burrito, menudo, whatever it is, that you should have a county food safety license. That's all my concern is. If there is one, I have no problem with the beer. As long as you get a permit saying, okay, I'm going to sell tacos or whatever, fine with me. It's I don't know about the other people in the Plan Commission, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as there's a license from the county, safety, food handlers and so forth, I have no problem with the beer license.
Amy, who, by the way, is ill today and could not be here, we worked on a condition, which is condition T on the resolution, that reads, applicant shall not serve, cause to be served, or sell prepared meals or foods such as tacos, nachos, sandwiches, or similar from the business for on-premise consumption. A change or expansion of the business use to include the sale of prepared foods would require a modification of the conditional use permit and may require that subsequent permits be obtained from the city's business license division as well as the Los Angeles County Public Health Department. And by the way, if they do, you don't have to accept that modification, you can revoke it. So if they do start to sell prepared foods and anybody discovers that code enforcement send code enforcement out and they found to violate that condition, then we would bring it back to this commission and you could revoke their conditional use permit.
I have no objection to that. The only thing, like I said before, is as long as you have a county, LA County food safety license to sell prepared food, I don't care what you sell, if it's tacos or burritos or what, I don't care what they sell prepared or as long as we have that in process or if we are, I don't know if we already have it or not. If you don't, then I think we should wait till we get that. If you're going to sell it, if you are selling, to wait till this permit is shown to the city council that we are prepared to sell food or we're not. Therefore, the license will go through. And that resolution that was prepared is fine with me.
And they've decided not to sell food. So
Okay.
if they do change on us,
Okay.
then we will bring them back here and you can revoke their conditional use permit. Or allow them to sell prepared food. It's up to you. You know.
Whatever.
Okay, any other questions to staff? Okay, at this point, I will now open public hearing for anyone wishing to speak on this agenda item. Please step forward. Please state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing no interest, I now declare public hearing closed. Again, at this point, is there any more or any concerns or questions from any commissioner on this agenda item? Seeing none, and with the issue of food being addressed in item T of the application in regards to selling food, I will now accept a motion on this agenda item.
I'll make a motion, I'll make a motion if the amendment is added to it.
The amendment is already on there. It's on T.
Okay, with those conditions, okay?
Right.
I'll motion that.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Any objections? Seeing none, motion passes.
Is the owner in the audience? You're aware of this condition that no prepared foods will be allowed and that you are subject to revocation if it's discovered?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next item.
So now we're going to go to reports of officers, commissions, staff, and staff communications. Verbal update on the redevelopment project area overlay ordinance 1290. The RDAO is coming to the commission on October 22nd. And next is the verbal update on the proposed Irwindale's materials recovery facility and transfer station, location 2200 Arrow Highway, applicant Athens Services. Materials recovery facility consultant reviewed and recirculated the draft EIR, and the city has delivered its comment letter. For number 9, a verbal update on the proposed resumption of mining and subsequent reclamation of the Olive Pit, bordered by Olive Street, Azusa Canyon, Los Angeles Street, and Park Place. The Olive Pit consultant reviewed draft EIR, and the city has delivered its comment letter. And Amy will send electronic versions of the letter to each of the commissioners.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. And just a couple of comments. You guys did good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you say that this item 7 would be coming back?
It's going to come to the commission October 22nd.
So we're having a meeting in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Has it already been rewritten?
Yes, it has been rewritten. All the modifications have been done, so that it can go ahead and move along over to for your approval and go on to the city council.
Is it possible to get a copy emailed to us?
Yeah, she will be emailing electronically.
meeting?
Yeah, she will emailing.
Okay.
What environmental is being done on it?
The environment, well, the Olive Pit.
No, on the Ordinance 1290.
That's just for the reduction in language, correct? So it,
I thought it's for the revocation of the ordinance. I mean, of the,
it's modification to the language in the general plan, is it? No, in the,
Ordinance 1290,
Yeah.
which is the redevelopment overlay downtown.
yeah, it's, then it is going to be revoked and she will be sending out electronic notifications.
Okay, thank you. Again, good job with the absence of Amy, and please let her know that we're hoping she gets better. Any comments by any commissioner? Okay, seeing none, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion that.
And I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
And I have a second. Any objections? Anyone wishing to stay longer? Seeing none. Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.